Jonas Vingegaard may look like your typical Tour de France powerhouse. Danish, tall, serious, well, maybe not so tall, but capable of outclimbing gods like Pogacar when he's at his very peak. But what people rarely talk about is what happens when the man isn't perched on a carbon fibre rocket, hurling himself up the Alpe d'Huez at 23 km an hour while his legs practically generate their own gravitational pull. The reality? Jonas off the bike is equally fascinating, if not more entertaining, than Jonas on it. Let's start at the beginning, in the quiet town of Hillerslev, Denmark, where a young Vingegaard honed not only his climbing prowess, but also his sense of understanding. Almost Scandinavian humour that often confuses journalists and fans alike. Growing up in a small town, Jonas didn't have flashy distractions like video games on a very big screen or celebrity culture pushing him into chaos. Nope, he had chores, long walks, and the occasional Danish football match that was both his entertainment and his education and discipline. This is the origin story of a man who would later make the entire peloton look like amateurs on mountain stages. It was a childhood built on patience, pressure, and the ability to handle boredom. Skills that are shockingly transferable to the crazy moments of grand tours. Now, Jonas has been described by teammates as calm to the point of seeming otherworldly. During team camps, while others are screaming about watts, calories, or gossips from the hotel bar, Jonas quietly does his business. Whether that's sketching, stretching, or setting up his bike, or even analysing data like a Scandinavian Sherlock Holmes. His attention to detail off the bike is staggering. He monitors sleep cycles, meal timings, and even weather patterns in the regions where he plans to train months in advance. Some might call this obsessive, others might call it pure genius. Either way, it's a personality trait that makes you wonder if humans were ever meant to function at this level without turning into robotic husks. Off-bike training is another area where Jonas's life becomes fascinating. While most professional cyclists still spend hours spinning on rollers or Zwifts in winter, Jonas adds layers of preparation that would make a normal mortal weep. He has stretching routines that seem almost ceremonial, combined with mental visualization practices so precise that one wonders whether he's planning bike races or world peace simultaneously. And yes, while he's quietly sipping a recovery shake, he's thinking about the next stage, the angle of the sun, and whether crosswinds might betray his rivals. It's exhausting just to watch from afar. Add to this his nutrition, and it's not, oh, he has a protein bar, some pasta and calls it a day. No, Jonas treats his body like a high-speed research lab. He balances macronutrients with the precision of a chemist, ensuring that even a snack doesn't tip the scale or ruin recovery. Fans sometimes joke that a Vingegaard lunch is basically a Michelin-starred science experiment, and honestly, they're not far off from the research I've done. This obsessive attention to detail carries over into his mental health strategies, while he approaches with a calm, almost stoic demeanour. Unlike riders who melt down publicly or tweet their frustrations, Jonas internalizes, he calculates, and reboots like a human supercomputer. The combination of mental fortitude and extreme physical discipline off the bike creates a man who is terrifyingly efficient, even when he isn't pedaling uphill at insane speeds. Beyond training. Jonas's personality shines through in what could only be described as delightful when he's off the bike. Slightly baffling quirks maybe. He's famously quiet in interviews, offering brief, understated responses that leave journalists scratching their heads. Yet within his inner circle, he has a subtle, dry humour that surfaces at unexpected moments. Imagine sitting around a hotel room with the team after a long stage. Everyone's exhausted, tensions are high, and Jonas quietly starts making a joke so clever that it takes 5 seconds for everyone to process it. Then, suddenly, everyone bursts out laughing. That's him, the quiet trickster, the unassuming prankster who somehow keeps his humanity intact despite living at an intensity that would make most people collapse after 30 minutes. Then there are his hobbies, off-season pursuits that seem entirely at odds with his extreme racing persona. Sources close to the team report that Jonas enjoys mundane activities, from walking dogs, yes, a Scandinavian champion with a leash in his hand, to experimenting with cooking. Now, you might think that a man who can sustain 6+ watts per kilo for hours on end wouldn't have patience for rolling dough or peeling vegetables with surgical precision, but Jonas does, and it's both adorable and slightly intimidating. In fact, the contrast is what makes it so entertaining. Here is a man capable of winning the Tour de France, yet he finds equal satisfaction in tasks that require slow, methodical attention rather than high power output. And yes, this also includes gaming. While he's not streaming on Twitch or producing YouTube content, there are reports of Jonas enjoying puzzle games or strategy video games. This is not bros in Lycra playing Mario Kart. We're talking serious games that demand planning, foresight, and patience, which translates seamlessly to how he dominates in races. Then there's the whole social media persona thing. Jonas is notably quiet online, almost a counterpoint to every other rider these days who wants to turn Instagram into a pseudo reality show. Instead of posting selfies or quotes about conquering mountains, Jonas is mostly absent, letting his results do the talking. And when he does post, it's minimal, subtle, sometimes funny, and often cryptic. Now let's talk relationships and personality dynamics. On the surface, Jonas is polite, calm, and deeply professional, but dig a little deeper and you'll find layers of complexity. For starters, his relationships with teammates are a fascinating study in balance between mentorship and competition. Younger riders are drawn to him because he's approachable, measured, and willing to share insights. But they also quickly learn that he's silently calculating the best way to execute strategy on the road. It's not crazy to think of, it's just how his mind operates. Jonas has also been seen quietly analysing rivals in team meetings. He's been seen taking meticulous notes about tendencies, strengths, and weaknesses, all while keeping his demeanour pleasant enough that nobody suspects he's plotting the perfect attack. And yes, this extends to rivalries. He's famously respectful to his competitors, yet the fear factor is real. Other top riders know that Jonas will wait for the precise moment to strike, like a cat lying in wait. And it's terrifying because he does it with zero emotion, zero theatrics, just efficiency. Off-bike, Jonas is calm and slightly mysterious, makes him a fascinating character in the peloton. He isn't loud, he isn't flamboyant, he doesn't throw tantrums, but make no mistake, there's a steel core under the serene exterior, and it was built from his poor upbringing and working in a fish market hours and hours every day, while cycling high miles too. This combination of traits contribute to his legendary focus. He isn't distracted by press, fans, or noise. He conserves mental energy and directs it towards preparation. Then he unleashes it during stages in a way that can feel almost unfair to his rivals. And let's not forget the personal side. He's known to be fiercely loyal to friends, family, and teammates, although that's been tested recently with his wife Trine urging him to take a step back from so much training. Despite his superhuman athletic abilities, he remains grounded, spending time with his loved ones when he needs to. It's hard for him to keep a balance, but he's definitely trying his hardest. And obviously if you've been subscribed to this channel for more than a few months, you'll know his wife has definitely fallen out with Team Visma a few times too many. I'll keep you guys all updated and the latest Jonas news with his family. Good luck to him, but I'm getting super worried because it does seem like he's thrown in the towel. By admitting Pogacar is the all-time greatest is a bit of a weird move. Like this video for good luck and subscribe for more future cycling content which I post every day.